My name is Julian Mosley. I work in the Underwater Research Laboratory. We use our sonar at Pavilion Lake for mapping coral structures that are growing in fresh water. The Canadian Space Agency is involved and NASA is involved. They're interested because there might be a connection, for instance, with life on Mars.
This is an idea that's been in a long time in the making. Well, essentially the heart monitor measures the pulse rate of the victim. For instance, when a lifeguard like myself or Steve is pulling a victim out of the water, we want to check their pulse immediately. With this heart monitor, it'll automatically do that.
If you look at science fiction, they always talk about these micro-robots going into your bloodstream, curing cancer, but no one has actually developed them to a state where you can actually move this little tiny robot. For the first time this year, we were actually able to do that.
I think what makes this one of the most premier engineering programs in the country is the fact that students can study here and it's a fun, exciting environment, and they're working with award-winning faculty. They're able to tailor their degree to become the engineer that they want to be.
When you first get here, you feel pretty overwhelmed and lost, but you realize really quickly that everybody's feeling the same way.
There's many schools that have thousands of engineers, and you're really a number. In SFU engineering, you're able to talk to your professors frequently. You know a lot of the other students, so you're able to communicate. Really, it helps the whole learning progress flow very well.
It's a really fun program, but it does require a lot of studying time, and it does require a lot of effort, but as years go by, you start to develop a lot of friends, and it's got a great community aspect to it.
So that's the back of the eye. It's called retina. So that thick part is the choroid. I love the engineering science program here. It's very challenging. Everyone is willing to share the knowledge. Everyone's willing to work together to solve a problem.
You just don't want to touch the reset button, right?
Yeah.
The students you saw there, they are the primary people who do the hands-on research with the robot.
You basically have an access card the second you become an engineer, and you can come in anytime you want, at night, during the day, weekends, whatever, which is perfect because if you're working or if the lab's busy, you can just walk in whenever you feel like it. You can come up and work at 3 a.m. if you want to, which we tend to do.
Class sizes here are really, in a good way, small. I'm very aware for every student what mark they get. I have a good running track as to how everybody's doing and who might need a little bit more help, or maybe I can partner them with someone who's got an idea of what's going on.
All of the profs that I have right now currently, 4 of them, they're all open door policy. You can come and knock on their door if they're busy. You come back later, but they're always available to help you.
I personally like the fact that when new students come into the program, they have someone to interact with. The mentorship program basically teams up an incoming first-year engineering student with an upper-year engineering student, and it becomes easier for them, not only socially but also academically.
Our co-op program offers students the opportunity to work locally but also abroad internationally, so they could work at Daimler Chrysler in Germany, Fuji Electric in Japan.
I think a co-op student here at Ballard is fantastic. Not only do we get some much needed help with some of the daily tasks that we need done, we also get to teach a new generation of students.
I forgot to mention, Scott likes to push buttons. Yeah. especially if you tell him not to. Yeah.
This experience has been phenomenal. Having had an exposure to a product development aspect of engineering will probably put me ahead of the pack in terms of future employment.
As being a previous co-op student myself, often co-op students do find full-time employment with Ballard. It's great for both parties. The student gets a full-time job and we get a fully trained employee.
Behind me here, we've got the traditional SFU engineers broom ball, upper years versus lower years game, and as you can see, we've got an awesome crew out here, and we're having awesome times.
There are different ways of getting involved on campus. People usually find things that they're passionate about and they enjoy doing, and I think I found soccer very amusing. Most of the people in our team are from engineering science, and yeah, we're in the finals.
Well, Wing Chun is actually a close combat martial arts system. All of the grad students here are in Wing Chun. Well, I actually started about 5 years ago with a couple undergrads.
What's Midnight Madness all about?
Midnight Madness.
Midnight, I'm not myself familiar what exactly goes on into midnight madness.
You'll end up going downtown to do like scavenger hunts, you'll end up going to restaurants, you'll end up sleeping over here, watching movies. It's pretty intense. So the benefits of Midnight Madness is just to get you comfortable with people around you, and it's getting to know everybody who's in the same program, because you can't do this program alone.
Another important point that I took into consideration in choosing SFU was that I get intellectual property rights to whatever I design.
When you want to go out into industry and say, hey, I'm coming here, I want to bring this technology out in the marketplace, and you own it, you decide what you want to do with it.
Because of our students' extensive experience prior to graduation, they're moving into roles such as being a vital part of an engineering startup to working for a larger company, moving quickly from team lead to managerial roles.
So we are on the verge of something great at SFU. Our students will not only be hands-on designers, but also from the business side, you have to know when your design is good enough, when the business says stop, so don't over-design or under-design. The business aspects of it is extremely important.
To create, to innovate, that is the requirement of engineers. But also we like them to think about their social responsibility. We have courses that discuss those things.
Engineers Without Borders is an organization which works with human development in third world countries. I really feel responsible in giving back to people, and if I have a skill, I like to use that to make the world a better place.
My experience in the last few years in SFU Engineering Science has been fantastic. I feel that there's a real sense of community here in engineering science, and also the encouragement and the assistance that we get throughout the whole project, and of course other projects, has been excellent.
Well, it's a lot of fun. Like, you know, you're on a boat for a whole week, roughing it, and that's what I love, because you get a lot of field work, you get a lot of outdoor work, rather than just being trapped inside on a computer modeling stuff.
My experience here has been great. I mean, I'm so glad I went to this program, and I've had such a great time. I've formed so many friends that I'm probably never going to lose. I've learned so much. I've loved it.